here in this 35-lapper. Definitely going to keep an eye on the back of the field, seeing which one of those 4 high roller provisional drivers can make their way farthest forward. Rico, Parker, Price, Miller, Zeb right back off the track. And so Zeb, I'm guessing we won't see him because the lights are out. We're going green this time by. Riverside International Speedway, we got them racked, we got them stacked, and we've got the grandstands packed. Let's go racing off at turn number 4. We are green.
Side by side into turn number 1. Tyler Courtney squeezes Corey Day. He'll escape with the lead off of turn number 2. Battle for that second spot already shaping up. Sunshine to lead lap 1. Day trying to fend off Thorson.
Sunshine trying to win on his birthday here tonight, showing the way over Corey Day, who gets a little bit upside down into turn number 1. It is Tim Crawley in car number 87.
And he took some of the fence with him. A big piece of it is hanging out in front of the 87.
So Tim Crawley, upside down, was scheduled to start from the 8th position in this one. And he got as you mentioned there, a big piece of the catch fence down there. The front end folded up on that MPV Express number 87. And obviously these race fans not going to be too happy about that, as he had a great night going, was going to start in the top 10, won a heat race, and one of the fan favorites of all time here at Riverside International Speedway is going to be out of this one on lap number 1.
And yeah, Tim Crawley out of the car. See Tony Laporta down there, and we see Tim on his feet.
Tim, first of all, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
What happened?
Stepped on it.
Anything else?
Stepped on it. Nah, just a little bit tight. And, you know, I probably tightened the car up a little too much with a fuel load. But anyway, I'm good.
All right, we're glad you're okay. Tim Crawley's out and walking away, guys.
Dylan, I think
Simple as that.
I think we're going to be seeing that one floating around on Twitter here tonight as we let's see what happened here. He's fighting with Chris Windom, and as he mentioned, he got tight and then gets up into that crumbly stuff up there and just cannot turn after that. And man, did he get a big piece of that catch fence right there.
Yeah, and I don't know. Rear. He was next to Windom, and I don't know if he maybe thought Windom was going to try to come up across his nose there or what. He kind of looked like he moved to the right and then maybe got either caught a piece of the wall or got into the crumbs and then just was along for the ride. Either way, tough break. And you hate to see it happen on lap 1.
Yeah, good to see the Crawdaddy walking away and getting assistance from MedStar there to get him back to the pit area over there. Yeah, I'm worried about those guys going a lap down here. I mean, especially with the single file restart, they're going to be really, really needing to get going. I'm sure they know that. They know that they're going to be going really, really fast here on these restarts and making quick moves to not go a lap down.
Well, and just look how close they are already. I mean, the leaders are just now coming off turn 2, and the back of the field's still not off turn 4 yet. So they're going to be in lap traffic in a hurry as we come back to green with 34 to go.
Sunshine is in turn 3. Kevin Newton, the last car, just crossed the flag stand. So, yeah, they're going to be there really, really quickly. Here we go. 1 lap down, 34 to go for $20,000 to win at Riverside International Speedway. Back underway.
Another good jump by Courtney. Corey Day and the black 14, Tanner Thorson, the black 88, race for the second spot into turn 3.
Thorson tries a slider, comes up short. Corey Day maintains the second spot, but he knows the Rock Gross Motorsports 88 car is hot on his heels. Tanner Thorson in left rear down the back straightaway cannot make the move on Corey Day, who steps it up way up to the top of the racetrack. Thorson tries to run the middle, but can't make the pass.
Corey tries to get it wound up over there, and then got crossed up on entry to 1, and it backed Thorson up. Brad Sweet runs in 4th, about 10 car lengths back in his race for 2nd. Look at Corey Day, cowboy up, keeps his foot in it and holds on to 2nd.
Corey Day going where nobody else is right now, and that driven to save lives, number 14 BC. They see lap cars up the road. The first one is Kevin Newton. They are 5 car lengths behind the traffic, and Tyler Courtney, he has got to make some decisions and make them quickly here.
And those guys that we started to talk about, oh, whoa, one out of the park over in 3 and 4 in a big way. Had one go through the fence and out of the ballpark, and we go red. Driver is communicating with safety officials over there. We're just waiting to confirm exactly who it is, but the driver is communicating. And it's Brian Bell. He is out of the car and communicating with safety officials over there in turn 3. What a ride.
And as you mentioned, the fence taking a beating there, and I mean, it took out a complete section of it right there in the middle of turns 3 and 4. Great to hear that Brian Bell is okay, communicating with officials. outside the racetrack. Remember back to his interview in the heat race, was ecstatic with a second-place result there. Always enjoy when Brian Bell shows up in the pit area. At a 410 sprint car race, a great guy. And unfortunately, his night's going to come to a crazy end here. That full moon kicking in again. And look where the fence is busted there, Dylan, and look where he ended up. That's
yeah, he was going out at an angle. It's a good thing he didn't hit that pole that's into the ground right there, too, that utility pole, that electrical pole.
Yeah, I'm good.
MedStar safety officials are on the scene right now.
Guys, I don't know if...
Go ahead, Tony.
Michael reach over here, but I've got Brian. Brian, first of all, are you okay?
Oh, yeah, I'm good.
Can you tell me what happened?
Yeah, just trying to be a high side hero. Got shuffled out there on that first start and lost a bunch of spots, and kind of thought I found an opportunity to get it back, and didn't work out quite like I wanted. Track owner Clayton, first thing he said when he saw me tonight was, please don't tear my fence down. Of all nights, don't tear it down tonight. But I couldn't hold him up on that.
We're glad you're okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm all good.
Guys, Brian Bell is up. He's out of this car, and he's somehow able to have a little bit of humor about the situation.
Brian Bell, one of my new favorite interviews in all of sprint car racing. As you can see, race fans here at the track, crews making their way onto the racetrack right now to do basically an open red flag condition here. They can add fuel and do adjustments, but no tires can be changed here under this open red flag condition. Obviously, it's going to take a little bit to clean up here before we can potentially go back to racing. And we have a replay at home on Flow Racing. The crash that you'll be seeing will be taking place on the bottom left of your screen from our drone here. Dylan, we'll get a good look at it here.
Yeah, wow. There he goes.
I was wondering what that flashing light was,
yeah.
And then, yeah.
So just like he said, he sailed it off in there and then just kind of caught the wall with the right rear, and it just pulled him right over.
Wow.
And took a couple posts with him. Posts are, it looks like, back in the ground over there. Just got to string some fencing along and take care of a couple banners over there.
Under red flag conditions after an issue with Brian Bell as he caught the wall and went through the fence out there in turns 3 and 4. We're under fence repair right now, and you can see these guys, the work never stops with these crew guys, man.
I was going to say, I've not seen anybody grind tires like that under a red before, but I guess you got to do what you got to do to make grip.
Yeah, that is your current Midweek Money Series Championship points leader, Corey Day. He is second in this race right now. You can see the pickup process going on over there, and right behind those groups of people right there, you can see the fence. They've actually fixed it. They're doing their best to get it back up, and it does look like it's in pretty good shape now. I mean, incredible repair job there. I mean, that's impressive.
And that metal wiring was pretty torn up and bent, so. The folks over there did a good job to get that straightened back out and at least stabilized with those posts over there too. You can see it took the whole top railing off the crossbar there. So going to make sure it's good and safe and ready to go. And once we get the racing surface cleaned up over there as well from all the debris, we should be ready to go.
Dylan, just add on to that only because I did get a chance to talk to Tanner back in the pit area before we got going here tonight. I said, hey, well, what's it like when it's all your own stuff and you're the one responsible for how that car is built, laid out, set up each night? I said, is it frustrating? He goes, really the only tough thing, it's not that it's my equipment, it's that me and my crew don't have the 10, 15, sometimes 20 plus years of experience. And he pointed to the two cars next to him. Well, those two cars were the 9 and 49 of Casey Kahne and Brad Sweet. Between those drivers and the crew chiefs and the crew members on those cars, Tanner just kind of felt like, man, we are undergunned when it comes to just basic knowledge. Not basic knowledge, but experience you can lean on.
Good point there, Tony, as we are coming back to the green flag with 5 laps in, 30 to go. Sunshine leads us back to green here on his birthday.
Brad Sweet pulled out of line, was looking inside of Thorson for third. We've already got another one in the wall back in the pack, and it's Rico Abreu. Didn't even get around to take the green flag.
Rico running 22nd at the time of this incident, right behind the 37 car of Aiden Gatewood. And Rico looks like he might be a little bit into the wall potentially there. Hard to tell from this angle, but right front tire may be up there in the wall. And it's been a tough night for Rico. Could not make it out of tonight's B main event.
I see some tire tracks over there. I'm not sure if those are from Brian Bell or if those are from Rico.
We'll see if he's able to refire the Macedo Valley Transportation 24.
He may have just stalled. It doesn't look like he maybe hit the wall. He may have just...
I mean, it could have been a big checkup with 26 cars.
It could have been. You're very right about that.
Yeah, it looks like his car's all right, so he's going to get refired from, it looks like, Cody Hewson, our Kubota Highland Racing official. And we've got a replay coming up from our drone to see what happened to Rico. He's going to be towards the tail end of the field here.
Oh, yeah, good call.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, hopped a wheel, which that could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
But you're right, caused by that checkup, everybody trying to avoid running into each other, and that usually only extends so far back before somebody at the very back gets the raw end of it.
And Rico will drop to the tail. So let's reset the top 10 for you. We did not get a lap in there. It's still Courtney, Day, Thorson, Sweet, and Larson. Bayston and Macedo. Then Macedo still up to 7th. So Durst Dice Roll driver looking pretty good right now, up 2 spots. Then Brent Marks, Chris Windom, and Dale Howard, the top 10. Looking for some big movers in this one. I mean, really, Dale Howard +5 is probably the biggest. We haven't had enough laps yet to really see anybody from the really far back in the field to get up there yet. So here we go. Coming back to green this time. See if we can string a couple laps together and maybe see this race get into traffic. Tyler Courtney, followed by Corey Day and Tanner Thorson. We are back on the hammer. Let's get back going.
Everybody in the back of the pack stays under power as well. And Day starts to chase Courtney down the back straightaway. Battle for that second spot heats up again as Thorson tries to roll the inside lane.
Kyle Larson got by Brad Sweet there on that restart. The 57 car now up into the 4th position. Kyle Larson, we saw him running that same line, and there it is right there. Same line as Corey Day, right up against the guardrail in turns 3 and 4. And Kyle Larson looks strong early in this one.
And here goes Corey Day. Battle for the lead up in front off turn 2. Day got there, and Courtney slammed the door on him, pulled up to the outside lane and shut that lane off. Thorson's there as well. Nearly a 3-car race for the top spot.
Did Sunshine hear him? It looks like the answer to that question is no. Corey Day to the outside. He's going to take the lead down the back straightaway. Corey Day, using the extreme high line, is going to take the lead here on lap number 9.
Courtney just didn't get all the way up quick enough. Now he's got to defend from inside, and Tanner Thorson, who tried to jam it down in there, it cost Thorson some momentum, and Larson goes around the outside of him to 3rd.
Kyle Larson to P3 after starting back in the 8th position. Now Tanner Thorson back to the inside, takes 3rd back. These guys had a spirited battle at race number 1 at East Bay Raceway Park back in February. Tyler Courtney not letting Corey Day get too far away, though, for that race lead.
And this is spectacular stuff, watching Day try and navigate around this racetrack, and as he gets set to battle with some slower traffic, Rico Abreu is the first car that he'll put a lap down.
Tanner Thorson now closing in on the top 2, as is Larson, as is Brad Sweet, and your Durst Dice Roll driver, Cole Macedo, now up into the 6th spot in car number 16T.
There's the battle for the lead right there on your screen. Day has it, Courtney in 2nd, Tanner Thorson right behind him in 3rd. Then just a couple car lengths back, it's Larson who nearly gets the wall in turn 1, and Brad Sweet right there as well.
Corey Day going to struggle to get by Rico. He goes to the extreme high side once again. Tyler Courtney to the inside, but Rico not going to be an easy lap car for Corey Day to get by. Peeks to the inside, can't make the pass. Still stuck behind the Macedo Valley Transportation 24 as they work back into turn 3. Here comes Sunshine with a possible slider for the top spot.
And Sunshine just didn't have enough momentum, but Day does, and he'll jam it to the inside of Abreu. In the middle, still too strong. Day can't get by him, but Larson has got the high line all to himself. He's been running it the last couple laps and is closing in on the top 3.
Larson, watch him wind it up and watch him go. Here comes Tanner Thorson now. Thorson's got the 2nd spot in turn number 2. Sliding in front of the NOS Energy Drink 7BC. Tanner Thorson's up to 2nd. Closing in on Corey Day. Here comes Larson. He bounced it off the wall in turn 4, Dylan.
And Sunshine is just a little bit unsure of where he needs to be. He's getting swarmed from both sides, inside and out. That time he tried to get up in front of Larson and gave him just enough of a fade that Larson had to check up. Day, meanwhile, still for about the 5th lap in a row, is trying to dispose of Rico Abreu.
Finally gets by him right there in turn number 2. So Corey Day now with a lap car between himself and Tanner Thorson. Here comes Sunshine. Here comes Larson. 3-car battle for the 2nd spot off in turn number 4. Give 3rd now to the 57 of Kyle Larson. Tanner Thorson, an aggressive maneuver to get by Rico Abreu in turn 2.
Yeah, these guys have got to go. They don't want Corey Day to get clear racetrack. Nobody is on the high side. in front of Day. So he's got that all to himself if he can make it work and not make a mistake. Thorson's going to stick to the bottom. Day has got the left front in the air, banging off the outside ledge.
Cannot get by Jacob Allen. Now Thorson might see an opening here to the inside. Gets up alongside of Corey Day. Corey to the outside of Jacob Allen. Will put him one lap down. Another lap car between your first and second place cars. Can he clear him off at 2? Yes, he does. Oh, Larson into the wall and upside down. And he is doing the wheelchair right now, looking straight up at the sky. Kyle Larson looks like a statue over there as he is sitting up on the tail tank, doing the biggest wheel stand of all time.
And we can see him moving around in there. He threw the steering wheel out, just trying to get out of the car. And I'm curious, once it's on all fours, just how much damage there is. They got to be careful here trying to drop it down. That top wing, they'll want to take off anyways. They may as well just maybe fold that up. But he may be okay otherwise. It didn't look like he had super hard contact. Just got up on the wall and kind of grinded off the top of it there as the sparks were flying out of the Finley Farms 57.
Larson was running third at the time and closing in on both Tanner Thorson and Corey Day with 21 laps complete, 14 to go. Flat right rear for sure on the Fulkins Brothers Trucking number 57 car. As you mentioned, Dylan, he threw the steering wheel out. We'll see if he wants to continue on, but with 14 laps to go and with how the track conditions are, I would be shocked if they tried to make a huge effort to get that thing back onto the speedway.
And this just, I think, makes it all the more impressive what Corey Day has been doing. He and Larson were kind of the only two up there trying to make that line work right up on the wall. And you can see from the drone here on flow just how ledged up it's gotten. The cushion's basically on the wall over there in turns 1 and 2. And Corey Day has just been hammering it, and he's had the front tires up in the air, and he's not made a mistake yet. So it is remarkable watching him do that and not make mistakes.
Tanner Thorson trying to pick up a huge win here tonight. We'll take a look at a replay here on Flow Racing of what happened to Kyle Larson under this red flag. He looks to the outside of Sunshine, and like you said, Dylan, he's going to go straight to the top. He enters in right on it, just clips the wall. It brings that front end around. Right front catches the wall. He climbs up and goes into one of the weirdest formations I've seen after a flip right there. And Larson, I'm not sure if he's still in the car or not, but that car back on all four wheels. Tony Laporta, are you down on the scene? Can you tell us anything extra?
I can tell you guys that Kyle's still in the car. He obviously wants to get that thing back to the work area. They're hooking it up to the rear bumper, and Kyle's going to stay in it. So, Chase, I heard what you were saying about maybe not being sure they're going to really thrash to get that thing back out there, but at least at this time, Kyle's staying in it, so they're going to tow it back here. I'm going to see if I can get over to the work area and kind of find out what the plan is here.
And Larson has bypassed the work area and is headed to the trailer. So that will be disappointing. Sprint car just has not been exactly what they wanted it to be this year, speed-wise and results-wise. And I mean, he does have a win, but it's been a little bit of a struggle for them lately, and this will be extra disappointing having a good run within sight and to have it come to a close early here with 14 laps to go.
So Hagar 12th. The next closest is got to be probably Aiden Gatewood back in 17th, I would say.
Well, I was going to say, are we counting Landon Crawley as a local?
Yeah, I skipped over him just because I think, full-time outlaw,
yeah,
I feel like that's not going to count.
I think that defeats the purpose. I agree.
We'll leave that to Ricky to decide, though.
Yes, it's not our money to spend.
Here we go. Coming back to green with 14 laps to go. It's the number 14 of Corey Day up front as we head back to the green flag. Can Tanner Thorson do something impressive here tonight?
Thorson's been aggressive about charging on the inside lane. He maintains with Corey Day right there, about 5 car lengths down the backstretch into 3. Thorson sails in on the bottom again and up across the middle, but can't get there. Day leads again.
Thorson really needs traffic. He drives it in deep once again, pulls up alongside of Corey Day. Day definitely knows that 88 car is right behind him as they work back into 3 and 4 this time by 12 laps to go for car number 14.
And the top side obviously faster, but it is way more treacherous, and you see it there, that ledge, that lip right in the center of 1 and 2. You got to be pointed with the wheels going the right direction. You're going to be in trouble as Day cowboys through the holes in 3 and 4. Jacob Allen pulls off the racetrack.
So Corey Day now having some trouble getting through the top of the racetrack, and Tanner Thorson just blowing the 88 right through the middle, and it is working right now. A couple cars get together up the road, and that's going to bring them closer to lap traffic a little bit sooner than they were anticipating. 10 laps to go, and Tanner Thorson trying to get a big win win tonight with Kubota High-Limit Racing. Looks to the inside once again at Corey Day in turn 4.
Rico Abreu, Parker Price Miller, the first 2 lap cars that the leaders will encounter. Day has not wavered from his commitment to the high side with 9 laps to go. Thorson has been solid from the middle to the bottom groove. Every single lap he fires off a slider attempt just to show Corey Day he's down there.
Trying to make Corey Day maybe think twice about what he's doing right now. Pulls up alongside. That was the closest he's been so far in this one. Now Day trying to get by Rico Abreu. Thorson sees an opening, tries to drive it in deep into turns 3 and 4. Can't make the pass. Now Day stuck behind Rico. Thorson underneath of him, takes the lead from him, it gets 2 sideways and gives it right back to him.
That's going to be the problem for Thorson as these slower cars are right in his lane. Now he splits the middle with Parker Price Miller there. Made some good time on the bottom, but Day still able to get away.
Tanner Thorson the show in this one, running in the second spot. Now Day goes underneath the Howard Moore into turn 3. He's going to slide it up to the top of the racetrack. Tanner Thorson stuck behind the number 3 of Howard Moore, and Corey Day puts another lap car between himself and the 88 car.
Leaders weaving between slower traffic. Thorson in danger of losing second now as Tyler Courtney is closed in. It's allowed Corey Day to get away. Sunshine back in the pack on the bottom as Thorson rails around the high side. Now Tyler Courtney's got to worry about Brad Sweet in the race for the 3rd spot.
Brad Sweet right behind Tyler Courtney for 3rd. Came in 18 points behind in the championship standings. Going to look to the outside in turns number 3 and 4. That time by 3 laps to go for Corey Day, looking for his 2nd win with the Midweek Money Series. That would be impressive because we only had 1 before this. Tanner Thorson, no lap cars between himself and Corey Day, but he's got a lot of work to do here with 2 to go.
Thorson has finally gotten clear of lap traffic, but Corey Day has been elbows up, and this is not over. He's exciting to watch by himself, but 1 small misstep, and it's going to be all over, and Thorson will be right there. White flag is out for Corey Day.
1 to go. Corey Day into turn number 1, trying to get away from the 88 of Tanner Thorson. Thorson 10 car lengths behind as they go to the back straightaway for the final time. And Corey Day through 3 and off of 4. He's going to sweep the first 2 races of the Midweek Money Series. He gets it done at Riverside International Speedway. Corey Day had never seen this racetrack prior to this afternoon, and he will go to victory lane for the 3rd time in 2024. Tanner Thorson 2nd, Tyler Courtney 3rd, Brad Sweet 4th, and Cole Macedo another top 5 finish.
So the smile was pretty hard to miss on the face of the young driver from Clovis, California. 3 wins in 2024. Corey Day gets it done for the 2nd time with the Midweek Money Series. 3 feature victories, 2 of them belong in this championship within a championship. And the California native said this place reminded him of tracks back home. We heard that from a few of the West Coasters. Well, I think it reminded him of places he's raced back home, mostly because he felt confident and he knew they'd be fast here, and that's exactly what happened. Corey Day celebrates with his team, debriefs with the crew, and we will talk with him for the 3rd time this season. Folks, how about it? Corey Day, your winner here at Riverside International Speedway. You got to lap traffic there after that final restart, and you were carving them up like Sunday dinner. What goes through your mind when you're battling for a lead, battling for a win, and you've got lap traffic in front of you?
Man, on a place this tight, it's so hard. You know, Rico is no slouch, so trying to pass Rico when he's a lap car is, you know, just as hard, if not harder, as when he's leading or you're trying to pass it for positions. So, man, this track, you know, changed a lot more than I think we all thought, and man, I'm glad we got that open red, able to work on our car there. I definitely, you know, could see in those first couple laps that it was going to go away, and we were set up for it to stay wet. So glad we got that open red.
A lot of teams were making adjustments during the open red. That was a ferocious battle. Tanner Thorson, he's got that dog in him. What's it like racing with a guy like that?
Yeah, man, I didn't even know what line he was running. I just see him on my inside, you know, every other lap it seemed like, and you know, I tried to do it a couple times, and you know, I just spun off exits. So I don't know exactly what he was doing. I know it was good, and glad I just didn't make many mistakes up there, and was able to keep my speed up.
You, among other West Coast drivers, told me this place reminds you a little bit of tracks you grew up racing at back at home. I'm sure it feels that way right now because you're standing in Whiskey Myers victory lane. You're victorious again with Kubota High Limit Racing. Your 2nd time in the Midweek Money Series. Another $20,000 to this teenager. You get to send $1,000 to a charity of your choice. What charity are you donating to tonight?
Driven to save lives. It's cool we're winning this much and able to get a lot of money of them. And, like I said before, Tim and Richard and Jennifer Marshall are, a big part in this deal for us this year. And to be racing and Brian named like that is something to really be proud of, I think. But, I just got to give a thanks to HP, Shane, Stefan, Hunter, Jason and Preston back at home, and Eddie and Kenny and everyone I'm sure that was watching. They don't get to come out to these races much, but they're a huge part in it, and without them we wouldn't be able to do it. So also give a huge thanks to Factory Kahne, Paul Kistler, SynCal, All-Star Performance, Autry Plumbing, Driven to Save Lives, Pella Motors, FK Rodden, System 1, just everyone on the 14 this year that believes in us and helps us come do this.
For the third time this season and the second time in the Midweek Money Series, Corey Day is victorious. Riverside International Speedway belongs to Corey Day. Tanner Thorson runs second. Tanner, you're already over here. After failing to make the show back on Saturday night at Salina, choosing not to take that provisional, and then fighting for the win all race long, what does this say about you and Britton Marvel and that entire 88 team?
We got no quit, that's for damn sure. I've been pretty frustrated this whole first part of the season and just haven't felt right in a wing car and just haven't been really comfortable, and we've got better and came back, and so it's just been kind of up and down. And I text Britton, I think the night or the next morning after Salina, I was like, dude, we got to get the other car down and just see if we can make gains, So found a couple things we didn't really like, and this car had a little bit more what we wanted, and so hats off to my crew, everybody on board, Smith Titanium, Factory Kahne Shocks, Donut Racing Engines. My wife for letting me have fun as much as I can and being at the shop late nights. And, Brenton Marvel's been a key component to this program. And, I can't thank him enough as well. And Rod and Nancy Gross back in Pennsylvania, thank you guys for everything you've done for me. And we're not done here yet.
Tanner Thorson goes second place here tonight at Riverside International Speedway. Talk about the ups and downs of Kubota High Limit National Racing. Fails to make the show Saturday night at Salina. And up here tonight, he's racing for the lead and eventually the win. Tyler Courtney, we talked after Corey Day won the first midweek money race of the year, and you told me something along the lines of, you felt fortunate to have a front row seat after running second to watch that kid do what he does. Tonight, you weren't just watching him, you were battling with him. How intense is the action on track like we had tonight?
Yeah, short little boring like this, stuff gets intense, but when it started getting slicker, I was trying to come down off 2, and I should have been moving up like those guys. So just that's when leading kind of hurts you a little bit. But I feel like we still had a really good Nostrum drink. Eliason Custom Trailers car. Congrats to Corey again. It's impressive to watch, like I said before. But just a solid night for our team. We finally picked up the speed in qualifying, didn't have to dig ourselves out of a hole, and just put a whole night together. So obviously. Third's worse than second like it was last week, but we'll keep taking these podiums for our end-of-the-year goal.
The 14 BC and the 7 BC did battle once again. Tyler, thank you very much. We'll see you over there at the podium. Great racing once it stayed green, guys. This place was a lot of fun to watch. 75 years, Riverside International Speedway, one of the oldest, possibly the oldest, continuously operating dirt track in North America. It was a lot of fun when they stayed green out here. The racing was phenomenal right up around the fence. Corey Day, what can you say about him? The kid is obviously proving that he is something quite special. But Tanner Thorson, I think, might just be tied for the story of the night for him and Britton and the rest of the crew here on this 88 to get that car running and looking as good as it did here tonight. I think we have a lot more to see from the driver who originally called Minden, Nevada home. He now lives in Broken Arrow or in the Oklahoma state. And Tanner Thorson, that car looks phenomenal tonight. Tyler Courtney runs third. Now we get a weekend off. A little bit of time before we kick things back off here with Kubota High Limit Racing. But Chase Dillon, the Midweek Money Series, $20,000 on the line. It makes these drivers do some crazy things. Tonight was a lot of fun to watch.
It certainly was. Tanner Thorson from the outhouse at Salina High Banks didn't even take the provisional for the feature. And tonight, nearly into that penthouse, finishes in second and certainly put up a hell of a challenge to Corey Day here tonight. Here's a recap, Dylan, of what we saw in this feature. Got off to a little bit of a rocky start, but once everybody figured it out, it got pretty good.
Well, and it just was so interesting to watch the track change all night, but especially even in the feature. It migrated up to the high side, and where only the brave were able to run, as we see Tim Crawley with our first flip of the feature here and first fence repair as he backs into the turn 1 wall there. It became, and that's a perfect example of it, of just how tricky it became around the high side, but that's where it was fast, and Corey was the best of those right now.
Yeah, absolutely, and it was rough up there. It looked like Corey Day having a couple of close calls when he got up to that top side of the racetrack. Tanner Thorson, that was the line right there. He ran the entire race and almost was able to sneak away with the win. And here comes Corey just bouncing through the holes, nearly gets reared right there from Thorson. But Sunshine looked like it was going to be his race, and then this is the big story of the race right there as Brian Bell flies out of the park there, knocks the pole, or not the pole, but the light up there, and luckily he was okay, was able to walk away and give us an interview. So good to see that Brian Bell was okay, as here's the battle that ensued after that.
And these two, I think we're going to see a lot of that, racing each other hard for the win all throughout this season. Just two of the I don't even know if you can call Tyler Courtney an up-and-comer anymore, but he's still young, only 30, and Corey Day obviously is 17 and going to be around a long time, we hope, but great stuff up at the front of the field.
It looked like Larson had a car to contend for the win in this one, but unfortunately, as you'll see here in just a moment, that top of the racetrack just got a little bit too treacherous, and it bites him. I think it might be right about here. Goes into one, just clips that wall. Very similar to what we saw with Brady Bacon earlier. And then he ends up looking straight up at the sky, looking at that full moon and thinking, man, what the heck? This full moon just got me tonight.
Thorson had a couple more looks on the ensuing restart and gave it a college try, but ultimately came up short, and Corey Day picked up his 3rd win of the year.